Have you ever asked yourself that how are other people so rich? Like, what is it that they are doing that I'm not doing? The first thing that you need to do in order to get an answer for that is to be around other rich people to know exactly what is it that they are doing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually illustrate it for you. I'm going to share the screen and illustrate it for you how they are doing this. But the one answer for you right now for you to understand what are rich people doing, how are people rich, how are people wealthy, it's called multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. So let's really break it down so that you have a better understanding of what does multiple streams of income mean. It doesn't mean a lot of jobs, it doesn't mean 10 jobs or even 3 jobs. That's too much. But it actually means receiving different incomes consistently every month, every week. I'm going to illustrate it for you on my iPad over here. So what I have here is a house for you to see, and I'm going to make you understand how to basically map out your life if you want to become rich. So I'm going to draw a simple stick man for you. So over here, this is you right here. Okay, that is you over here. And what you receive as income is a salary. So what comes in is a salary. Alrighty, so that is what you receive, a salary. And what normal people do is they take the salary over here. So let's get a different color. They take the salary over here and they spend it on bills. Usually they receive a salary and then they spend it on bills. So how do they do that? Is by when the salary comes in, I want you to imagine the salary coming in through a door, which means let's actually have a door over here. So you bring in a salary into your house. But the problem with this is that this salary also goes out to bills. So you bring in money and money is always going out. You bring in money and the money is always going out. And that is basically how you are staying in the same place or even worse because of inflation and the cost of living that is rising. You are not affording some things anymore, which means you are getting poorer. So the money that you are bringing in is not working for you, which means the money that you are bringing in is losing its purchasing power, which is making it difficult for you. What you'll end up doing is you'll end up getting debt, end up borrowing from people to help you so that you can take care of the bills that you were taking care of with the salary. It's just that now for some reason you can no longer afford it. That is basically what's happening, and that is how you stay in the same situation. So I want you to change that. What I want you to do is out of your salary, you're going to spend some on bills, you are going to save some, and then the biggest one, you are going to invest some. So other people use something called a 50, 30, 20 method. I don't know. Where it's 100% of your money, 20% goes to investing, 30% goes to saving, and the other 50% goes to bills and expenses and those kind of things. I don't want you to have to stress yourself with what percentage goes where. What I want you to do is just have a portion that is going to go into saving, a portion that's going to go to spending, and a portion that's going to go to investing. And once you consistently do that, what you're going to see now that's going to happen, because now you're going to take a portion of your money and you are now investing, maybe let's say, for example, in yourself. So you invest in yourself, and that can be through education, like getting a qualification in something that you are already doing. Maybe you're currently working as a lecturer, and if you get a master's, you get an increase. So investing in your education has produced a increase of your income. Also investing in like maybe short courses, and that's going to teach you a new skill that you didn't know that could help you start producing more assets, and those assets will end up producing income. Now, this does not happen overnight, just like you studying for that degree or studying for that master's. It doesn't happen overnight. It's the same thing with the courses. If you enroll to a course to learn about AI and Canva, you're going to start creating products that will then become your assets that can produce an income. Other types of assets as well is maybe writing a book. So, becoming an author, writing a book that is helpful to other people, personal development, for me, for example, finance, or anything that is going to be helpful to someone else that is solving their kind of problem or that is helping in whatever situation they are in. Maybe I'm talking to single women who are looking for marriage but are struggling right now, or maybe I'm talking to married women who are battling in their marriage but they are silent. So like those kind of things are helpful to a lot of people. So once you are an author, what's nice about this now is that you create this asset once and then it just sells over and over and over and over again. Same thing as digital products, same thing as planners and physical planners. You create it once and then it just sells over and over and again. What this does now is it's going to open a new window in your house now. So now your house doesn't just have one window, your house has doesn't have just one door, sorry. Now it also has a window here. And in that window, there is income coming in now. And that income is coming in from these assets over here. So the assets that are going to come from your investments are going to then produce an income into your house. Another way to invest as well is to invest in stocks, into the market, into fund managers, which is what I prefer. And then it takes away the work from you, where you already have someone who's going to manage your funds for you. Those are the tools that I use for my clients, that I use for myself, where you put your money in a fund manager. And let's say, for example, the top 40 tracker, you put your money there and you are not deciding what are the top 40 companies you're going to invest in. There is already wealth managers that are deciding for you. So that's what I usually do for my clients who are investing long term. I put them in fund managers where there is wealth managers who have studied this, who are watching the news, who are on Twitter, who are on the loop, and they're the ones that know who are the top 40 companies right now. So you can put your money in there, a portion of your money there, maybe 2,000 Rand a month or 1,000 Rand a month, and that money starts working for you. So I've got an example for you. I've got a client who invested with me in November and she invested 500,000 Rand as capital, and her money has made over 30,000 already in like, what is it, 5 months. And she didn't have to work any extra hours. She didn't have to do anything else, but her money has worked for her. Her money has multiplied for her. So she can now take that 30,000, go on a vacation, and she still hasn't touched her capital. But the purpose for her investment is to build a house in the next 5 years. But what's nice now is that when her money gets to 5 years, it would have multiplied so much without her having to do something extra. So now what that does is it opens another window. So if I could just put this window over here, let's make it yellow. So now there's a new window where investment income is coming in. So now we've got income coming from your assets that you have created, and then you have income coming from your investments, and then you also have your own salary from your full-time job that's coming into your house. And what's nice now is that when your salary comes in and takes care of your bills, your your income from your assets and your income from your investment is taking care of your lifestyle. So you can purchase that dream house, you can purchase that dream car, you can live this amazing rich life that you are seeing other people live because of that, because of what your money has made for you through a business or through a product that you have produced, which is obviously a business, or through an investment, which is through stocks and fund managers, as I mentioned. Now, it gets bigger than that now, because if you do build a income producing asset, so like writing a book or a digital product, you are also going to do something called building a brand, because your brand is your marketing machine for your business. This is how I market my business. This is how other influencers or social media content creators are marketing their businesses. It's through their brand. So you're going to start building a brand. And then once you build a brand, now you start making money from other sources as well. So for example, with me having a brand, I'm able to monetize my YouTube. So you watching this video over here, I'm going to make money from that. So please subscribe as well, because that's going to help me grow, and it's going to tell YouTube that people love my content and other people need to see it as well. Now, there's also something called Google AdSense, sorry. So YouTube uses the same thing, but I also have a website, and you can put ads on your website where if people see that you make money from Google. Another thing that you can make money from using your brand is other brands that wanting to collaborate with you. So brand sponsorships, collaboration, brand deals that pays you a lump sum as well, or sometimes you can have a contract that will pay you monthly. I have never signed those because I don't want my content to be spammy, where you're no longer seeing Norma for being Norma, and now you're just watching an ad all the time from my videos. So I don't sign like monthly contracts, but I do sign like once off if it's aligned with what I am doing and what I believe in. And I do decline quite a lot that does not align with me. Another thing that you can offer in your brand is consulting, which is what I do as a financial planner. I do consult one-on-one where I can help you with your financial planning. So offering like one-on-one services. And I also do budget coaching. So my one-on-one services are coaching and also consulting. And I also do have physical products as well, like how I mentioned, creating an asset that is going to sell over and over again. So I do have physical products, but my favorite one is my digital product, because even if I'm not at home, whenever I make a sale out of my digital products, my customer will get their product. But if I'm not at home, they'll have to wait for me to get home to ship the item and send it to you. So digital products. And the one that I just got into, which I am loving, is having a community where I host all my group masterclasses, group coaching, group training. It is called my Financial Literacy Academy. I do recommend joining it because the price will go up by the end of this year. I do think my price is very affordable, and all the ones who have joined already won't go up with you. But in my Financial Literacy Academy, I teach you how to manage your finances. I teach you everything that you need to know about investment, about debt, about retirement, everything with finance. And I also teach you how to make money online, how to use Canva, how to use AI, how to create content that will reach the right people, what to post, how to optimize your Instagram bio, how to automate, just basically all of that will help you build that machine so that you have multiple streams of income. So all of these for me are incomes. So this is income 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 streams of income. And then there is investments. I don't get paid from dividends. My dividends get reinvested. And then I have my retirement annuity that brings me a tax rebate every single year from SARS. I take that and I put it in my tax-free savings account. So I have my financial planning on point. I do have a financial planner as well. I'm a financial planner myself, but my goal is to constantly be getting money that's just coming in my account. And that is how people become rich. It's by having multiple streams of income. It's by constantly increasing your income. And it is by having a financial plan with that income. So let me tell you, what does financial planning actually mean? So now that we have all of this coming in this house over here, and it needs to make sure that it is protected and it is multiplying, because that's what God wants us to be fruitful and multiply. And how you do that is by having a solid foundation. So how you do that is by having a solid foundation. So what is under a foundation? Under a foundation of your finances, you need to make sure that you are protecting your wealth in an event of a death. A death is something that will come, but you need to have a solution when it comes to your finances for your family for that. And then also protecting your finances in an event of, I can't run my business, I can't work because of maybe an illness or a disability. Then you need to make sure you're protecting yourself. Did I spell it right? No, didn't spell it right. Disability. Protecting your finances in an event of any emergency, so having an emergency fund. So those kind of things are to help you protect your finances. But also you want to make sure that you are tax efficient, so you know how to manage your tax when it comes to your business or your investment. You are using the benefits of a tax-free savings account and using it properly. A lot of people are not using the tax-free savings account properly. They are hopping onto the trend of having a tax-free, which is not a bad thing, but then because they probably don't have an emergency fund or they don't have an actual goal for the tax-free, they end up they end up using those funds. Don't use them. They're going to be so beneficial for you later on when you decide to stop working. But again, meet up with your financial planner. If you want to have a one-on-one with me, I'll have it linked below. And you can plan everything out properly. But tax-free, retirement. One day we're all going to want to stop working and just live life and not have to worry about, like, gosh, I need to go to work so that I can get paid. You want to have that peace of mind that I've got a nice retirement portfolio that will pay me an income. So out of that, you also get something called tax rebate, which I mentioned as well. And having an endowment for your 5-year investment and more, again, tax efficient kind of investment. And then having unit trusts for your short investment. And this one is, you need to understand the tax on the unit trust and you need to understand the estate planning on the unit trust. It's a bit deeper, so you need to meet with your financial planner and go through all of this. Or you can buy my masterclass. I've got a masterclass that will teach you everything you need to know about investment, about debt, and about, what else is there? It's 3 masterclasses. Yeah, but I'll have it linked below. But it's investing, debt, and there's another masterclass. I don't know why I'm forgetting it. I'll have it linked below, but it's full like wealth planning. It will help you. Or you can book a one-on-one if you would like to. And then obviously making sure that all of this is safe. And how you do that is by having a will. And that is basically a bit of an idea of how people get rich and how the rich stay rich and how their children also inherit and stay rich. It's by having a proper plan. And that's why financial planners are important. Obviously, you can do your own research. You can meet up with a financial planner and decide which one makes sense for you and your family. I always say sometimes it's not just about you, it's about your family. So when you pass away, are your children okay? Will they be able to approach that financial planner and be comfortable with that? Do they know who they need to talk to, or do they have to sit on a call center trying to figure out who can help them? Like, you have to put yourself in their shoes when you are not here. I know it sounds very depressing, but it's just the truth. It's what happens. It's real things that are going on right now. But besides that, this is the method that you can start to follow if you are trying to become rich. It's about building your streams of income, having more windows in your house that are bringing income, and it's not just one door bringing one salary to take care of everything while you also trying to become rich. You will not. It will be very difficult for you. And again, according to what does rich mean to you? For me, rich means not having to worry about finances and being at home and spending quality time with my family and not having to be in a full-time job that is taking most of my time. So that is rich to me, but you have to define what does rich mean to you. And if you want to get these kind of trainings and coachings, you enjoy this kind of master classes, I do it for my Financial Literacy Academy. It is a group of amazing people, so you can join with the link below. It's 200 and I think 12 Rand a month. It depends obviously on the dollar, but it's $13 a month, which usually is around 212, 213, or sometimes less than that, according to how the rand is doing. And you get access to all my courses. You get access to our exclusive WhatsApp group. You can message me privately. I can have a look at your product. I can let you know what I would do for you, what I would do if I was you with the same niche or the same idea. If you don't have a niche, you're going to get a lot of ideas and a lot of training to show you what is it that you can start with when it comes to your niche, how to do storytelling, how to structure a reel, how to, launch your Etsy shop or your Shopify or your one-on-one consulting coaching program or anything like that. You can find that all in the Financial Literacy Academy. It is amazing. It is something I wish I had, especially at that rate. It's quite cheap. A lot of people do tell me that, but I'm only going to change it end of the year. So join now before the amount changes. It's currently $13 a month. But thank you so much everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and share this with someone who you think will benefit from it.